Hello, good morning to all listenings, our monsters. I want to welcome to episode dos of the Hero Mode podcast. Once again, the host of the most Galen introducing you all. Hope you're all doing okay. Right to me, this man collected six of the Dragon Balls. He's on the way for that seventh. My man AJ, Austin, James, what's going on, man?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Man, and I'm just gonna keep changing it up per episode, if anything.
Oh, that's so good.
And then right below the different thing, the man with the One Piece hat. My gosh.
The One Piece is real.
One Piece is real. Strong Street, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. How you guys doing?
Chilling, we're doing good. All right, so I'm pretty hype over this episode. The DCAU. Oh wait, hold on a minute. My man's got the up and everything. I got the Lemillion and everything.
Ooh,
right here.
I've
The Lemillion's fire.
Yeah,
That's fire.
I got toothpaste.
You got
I
toothpaste.
mean, you know,
gotta keep
be
it clean.
fresh.
You gotta keep it clean.
Exactly.
I respect that. You gotta keep it clean. No, so we're the DCAU. I'm just gonna go say this now.
Well, for the people that don't know what the DCAU
Oh yes, thank you.
You want to explain it?
So the DC animated universe. So
Mhm.
basically, all things cartoons, but primarily DC animated movies as of late. Is that we call the DC animated universe, and they are. If DC struggles on the live action, they got the animation on hard lock. You know, no dispute if anything.
Oh yeah.
John, you want to start us off on how you feel in the history, your history with them, and anything along those lines?
So I actually just pulled it up right on their wiki page, and I think I forget part of the DCAU, right? Because it's like you think in terms of just what I think. I'm like, okay, you know, we're talking about Young Justice. You know, we've got all the DCAU movies. But then I'm thinking back and I'm like, some of the original work was like Batman the Animated Series, right? 1992 to 1995. Not only that, we've got Batman Beyond, the Superman, Superman Animated Series, and then not for nothing, we got Static Shock. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're not gonna, Static Shock is part of the DC. It's DC. So like, we got Static Shock, and then of course now we go into Young Justice, everything else. Like, DC has been making quality animated movies, entertainment, TV shows, and people will be like, oh well, these, you know, of course they're for kids and everything else, but I mean, the old ones, like especially the Batman animated series, that mess was top tier. Not only top tier, it was kind of, you know, like if you're a little kid, I don't think you get it a lot, but like it was kind of up there.
Yeah.
Especially in terms of maturity or like the themes that were going on, and especially with the Justice League animated series. Yeah. Those were top tier, and I remember them growing up, and it's like those hit hard, especially when you remember. I can't really say that I remember like a lot of Marvel ones. Yeah. Only one that really comes to my mind would be like, like Spider-Man, like Spider-Man animated series.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That one I feel like I always would mix in with, like, you know, Batman animated series, Superman animated series, because of how they were done, and they were done very well.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think really like these one-offs here and there. DC has never dropped an animated movie. I say it sometimes they were like one-offs, but they have become with the bag.
Unless you talk about like Batman Ninja.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like those one-off ones.
That one was bad.
You know, we don't talk about that.
That one was bad.
No.
Just random.
We don't talk about that one. Because that one was. It had potential though. It had potential to be great, and they just.
At what point? When the monkeys created the monkey robot thing for Batman to beat Joker, who wouldn't shut up the entire movie?
No, I mean the theme of it. Like, if you're gonna say Batman Ninja, if it was done right, it would have been fire. But the fact that they made it like some circus clown, etc., monkey nonsense, you know, we didn't need sayings in this movie.
We'll save that for the 7.
the DCAU, it's like usually when I hear that, I think automatically of like the movies that they've been putting out, and yeah, they usually don't drop the ball. I mean, Batman Ninja, yeah, we'll troll it, but I can't really think of. It's hard for me to think of like a bad DCAU movie that they've made, like let's say in the past like decade or so. And what I really like is that like they try to keep some continuity recently, especially with like the New 52, which was really good. Justice League War was awesome. And they kind of just kept it going after that. Well, I think actually Flashpoint Paradox technically started the whole revamp that they did when they did the 52, and Paradox was phenomenal.
I
go ahead.
I think Paradox. I just I just rewatched that around long ago. I think that may have been probably one of their best.
It's such a standard.
Yeah, I really do. I think that's probably one of their best. And time travel is weird to try to tell a story about and keep that. And writing for Flash, that can't be easy too, and everything, you know. But no, they balanced that real well, and they kept the continuity going by the time they reset into the New 52. And I know that a big reason as to why they started this new universe is because the animation studio was out of Japan, and so it just became that much more expensive as far as how many movies they're putting out and all these Batman centric movies, animation, and then and so by the time I think it was Apocalypse War was the last. That was the last one, their Endgame one, and they hit the reset button again into where we are now, which is godlike, by the way.
I love it. Oh my god!
Yeah, so good.
Just the art style, like, because I know it's all hand drawn, which is pretty good. Man of Tomorrow.
Yes.
It's like easily one of my favorite. It's it's got to be like my top 3. Okay, maybe top 5 DCAU movies.
Yeah.
Because like the art style just looks great. The story is great. It's just like it's like comforting to watch. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, no, it was that was really good. As far as
I may interrupt, I'm sorry. You were saying about Flashpoint Paradox, right?
Yeah.
That has a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
This is perfect. It's a perfect.
Which is like top. You know what I'm saying? Like, people on Rotten Tomatoes be trolling most of the time.
Yeah.
But like 100%, we got Superman, Man of Tomorrow at a 93.
It's a perfect movie, bro.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, these are animated movies, and they rate. I'm pretty sure they rate higher than like most of Marvel's like live action.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which is wild. Like full on animated, they got higher ratings on Rotten Tomatoes than like most of Marvel's films.
Yeah.
Especially the ones now. Like, we're talking an animated show. That Paradox is so good because it was so unique.
Yeah.
And even the one with the New 52 with Aquaman, like
the throne of the
Atlantis,
and how it played into like a sequel, but that sequel like introduced him. That right there, that whole transition from the first one and then into Aquaman and like everything else, especially with Wonder Woman. And
Wonder Woman's movies were dope.
Yeah, they were underrated.
They were fire, man.
Yeah. I often forget about her movies. The Wonder Woman movies. They were really underrated. I mean, I'm hoping one day. I'm hoping for a Nightwing centric movie, and because he's one of my favorite DC heroes, period. As far as that, so I'm hoping for a Nightwing centric sort of movie. I mean, they had the one focus on Damian and John Kent, Superboy, and then Super Sons. That was good. And then they just had that one Legion of Superheroes.
I need to watch that. It just came on HBO Max. I need to watch that.
I watched it. It's called Legion of Superheroes. And
Brainiac Jr. or something like that.
It's good. And it continues the continuity. I forget what the last one was prior to that, but no, I mean DC always had to unlock. I mean, my earliest memory as far as a DC show was Batman. And just rewatching it and showing my son, man, some of that, and like Clayface, he's scary, man. I don't, and in between that and seeing Two-Face transform for the first time when I'm like 8 years old, and and all, it kind of messed me up. And you got Mark Hamill as Joker. Come on, Luke Skywalker. And then they continue that between Superman again, another really good one. As that, and I think for me that's my Lex Luthor. As far as old school Superman, and then they transition into Justice League.
Justice League and Justice League Unlimited were perfect,
bro.
Bro, you're I don't know how else to say it, man. Those right there were peak prime. Yeah, they were perfect down to the minute details.
Absolutely perfect. Think about the films that were there too. You had Justice League Doom.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you don't really. It's hard to top that one.
I forgot about that. That was really well done.
Yeah, Justice League Doom. They did give us the death of Superman.
Yeah.
They gave us it in the show, and then they gave us the actual movie. So that was cool, and I like the revamp that they did too. Yeah, they just did that one with the new 52 version.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah. The Reign of Superman and Death of Superman, obviously.
Those were great. Yeah. Did you guys see Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons?
I did.
How did you like it?
It was for what it was, I thought it was actually good.
Okay. Yeah.
I
wasn't expecting much.
Me neither. It was fun. I mean, it was fun, and again, I like Austin. I wasn't expecting much. I'm always funky, and I always get a little when it comes to like CGI on my DC animations.
Yeah, it's a little blocky.
Yeah, and so
But did you see Super Pets?
I did not.
I did not see Super Pets.
You know what? Actually, it turned out pretty good, man.
Did it really?
Yeah, it turned out. I can't front. It was on HBO, so I was like, all right, let me watch this junk. So I'm watching. I was like, okay, this is pretty dope. And at the end, like the last fight, it actually got pretty good, man.
It's still up there?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. Prime.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new Battle of the Super Sons, but again,
that's worth it.
On Rotten Tomatoes, 9 reviews on like their actual, what is it, like critic? We got 100%. Audience scores of 90. So that's
crazy.
Ooh, wow.
So
I mean, that's over 100 plus reviews from the audience. So like,
it's a good movie, bro.
You know what I'm saying? DC doesn't drop the ball when it comes to animated movies. Most times, if I was a betting man, I'd be like, all right, this was gonna be good. Like you can put it on and enjoy it. You can go on HBO Max right now. You can go like, okay, I'm gonna play like whatever one.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, whatever one you click, the chances are is gonna be phenomenal.
Put on Superman Unbound or Superman Batman Public Enemies, or put on Superman Shazam Return of Black Adam. You know what I'm talking about? Or there's some other bangers out there, man. A lot of the Superman, I mean, obviously, like most of them are the Superman and the Batman. Son of Batman, Batman versus Robin. They really don't miss, bro. I mean, and then there are the one-offs that like almost no one knows about, but like they put them out there anyways. Like Vixen, they did Vixen.
Yeah, that's true.
Vixen. Okay, but like for what it was worth, if it was like pandering to an audience, if we have to give them credit, like the art style was amazing in Vixen.
Yeah.
Like the art, it was great, even though the story was a little weak here and there. Like her powers were pretty cool. Like the way they explained it was pretty cool. The art style was amazing. Animation was amazing. Like it was kind of a flop, but at the same time, I'm like, if you even look at the detail that they put into it, it's like it could have been bad and the animation was terrible. Like that animation was beautiful.
Yeah. Right.
You know, fight scenes were good.
And like the Catwoman hunted.
Yeah. Yeah, that was anime. That was straight.
Yeah, that was a different style. It looked pretty good.
Yeah. It felt like that was straight anime looking.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on, what's the name of that one again?
Catwoman hunted.
Hunted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Catwoman hunted. What was the Superman movie where he was gonna die?
All-Star.
All-Star Superman.
That's one of the best ever.
That was
books. Great. Yeah, based off the book too. That was one of the best ever. Period. That's pretty much word on the street. That's what James Gunn is basing Legacy, Superman Legacy on.
Superman Legacy.
Yeah, is going to be based on that.
Which one?
All-Star Superman.
All-Star Superman.
That was
he got sick or something. He got the sun radiation poison or something. So.
Yep. That was an excellent book. Okay, so I still got that. Now we gotta vibe on, as you mentioned earlier, Sean. Yo, Young Justice.
Young Justice. Young Justice.
Oof. I got to talk about its history because it's got it's got a crazy history. So seasons 1 and 2 came out, and it was powered by action figures. That's how they paid the bills. But who buys action figures? Well, kids don't buy toys no more. They weren't
much.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say the only people who are buying action figures are us. But how often are we buying that many like that to support the show? Right. So season 1 comes out. It was what it was. It was excellent. It focused on the original 5 characters. I didn't know nothing about Aqualad before then. He ended up being one of my favorites. I knew a little about Kid Flash. Only person I really knew about, of course, is Robin and Superboy. But everybody else, nah. Time Jump season 2, same thing, excellent. Show gets canned season 3. The invasion. They say, okay, put on Netflix. The more views you get, maybe we can get it back. Boom. Okay, so we get it back season 3. We get 4. Bam, canceled again. Then because they're pulling the plug on everything at that point as far as DC. But and then of course they, just like season 2, left on a cliffhanger. But that show was so well done, and it completely, just like life, it completely just evolved by the time season 3 came in, and these people are just like 2. These people are older, but DC had a little more rope as far as like the violence and things like that to tell their story.
They did.
And all, but it was so good. So good.
What is that saying that people have in terms of the difference between Marvel and DC? It's like Marvel is like humans trying to, I guess, come to the realization that they are basically gods, and then DC is like gods trying to be human. Like they're so powerful, they're so strong that I feel like that's how the stories are different. Because when you think of Marvel, especially with the cinematic universe, when they present something, most of the time it's childish.
Yeah.
Like even the new, what is it again with the Marvels? Like the Marvels, right?
Yeah.
That whole thing looks like a full-on comedy.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always comedy in the movies. Like even Avengers, there was comedy. Captain America, all of their movies, they have that because they give it to kids. But at the same time, DC is, there can be comedy here and there, like the Shazam movies are comical. But at the same time, it's like most times they're very mature. Like the whole Batman trilogy.
Yep, that's amazing.
Even Superman, the Man of Steel.
Yeah. Right.
Like it wasn't a comedy. There may have been funny points, but it was most definitely a mature movie with mature elements and things that make you think. And I think that's what even feeds into Young Justice. As a cartoon, I would even say it's not on par because these are 2 completely different things. But it's like somebody would watch it and say like, oh, I'm just watching a show about superheroes. Yeah. But that's almost the same thing people say when they're like, oh, I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? Yeah. You go in there thinking, oh, it's a cartoon, but there's so many real life elements. There's so much wisdom, so many things that happen. You're just like, bro, this show, anybody can watch it. Yeah. And like glean something from it. Anybody can watch it and actually enjoy it. You don't have to be a kid. You don't have to be a teen. It goes on like even their romantic relationships. Yeah. And then like as the season progresses, it shows them older, the things that happen in their life, where they're living. It's not just like an episode to episode, like, I don't know, SpongeBob. You know, there was no continuity with SpongeBob. It was like one episode's one, and then the next episode something completely different. But this was the continuity of how it went through the full-on seasons, and you got to grow up with the characters. That's why Young Justin, I think, is special. Yeah.
I mean, I think you can identify with one of the characters, at least for, let's say, the original 5. It was, once it branched out into more characters, it maybe got a little tougher because they told all these different stories at the later seasons and sort of bridged it together at the end. But no, even some of the filler episodes, and it did no wrong. Like Superboy's got his daddy issues at the beginning with Superman and all that, and Batman's Batman, so he's always doing terrible stuff at the expense of his team. That what was that one episode, if you guys remember, season 1. It was basically like the Martian Manhunter put the team in like a sleep to go on a mental mission that was doomed to fail no matter what. The episode's called Failsafe, and basically all of the members die one by one, save for Miss Martian at the end. But it was a mission, I believe, set up by Batman, just to train them on no-win situations and everything. I'm like, man, Batman's messed up. Batman. I'm sorry, he is, and he's also the real. To me, he's the real leader. Everyone says Superman, but to me, he's the real leader of the league. If you ask me, but he's Bruce is jacked up.
I feel like Batman's the shadow that you need, right? It's like Superman stands for the light, the sun. Justice, like, oh, he's all might, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Superman is that man. He comes in and everybody represents justice. And then you got Batman, who, like, before the Justice League, is basically a wanted criminal that just works with, one guy, Gordon. Yeah. And he's taking care of people by any means necessary except killing them. Right. So dude is bodying people left and right. Working in the shadows, up late, doing all this nonsense. Batman doesn't represent justice. I feel like he represents, I don't know, more vengeance. He represents, yes, there you go. He represents vengeance. He doesn't represent true justice. Superman's like, no, we can't, maybe we should chill. And Batman's like, nah, bro. They gotta know. So I feel like that's why there's that duality between them, which again is why the Justice League is so good, because it's that duality between like just straight goody good and then like savage.
So you got to speak on Kevin Conroy now.
On Kevin Conroy, rest in peace. The OG, man, he was the OG. It's hard to find another person that does Batman right. I mean, obviously the honorable mention is I forget his name. He does the voice now for Batman. Pretty much all the Batman movies he does them now.
I'll check the tapes.
Oh, what's the guy? He's in I think he's in Supernatural. Not that I watched it, but he's one of the guys that's like the main guy in Supernatural or something like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was in The Boys now, Soldier Boy, whoever played him. It's something Ackles. Jason Ackles, okay. Yeah, so he does a lot of like Batman's voices now, too, which is good. And I think he's also done some Joker, which is weird. Yeah. But yeah, no, I really respect, what they created with Batman. It's pretty dope. Kevin Conroy always takes the cake, and it's cool kind of seeing him make those live action appearances and even the worst of shows, such as Batgirl and all that stuff. But
yeah.
Well, we'll speak on that another time. CW.
Oh gosh, but you think about the AU. The AU is dope, and it really does reflect DC, because I feel like DC, the heroes are, and Sean, you made a good point earlier about like how Marvel's more of like people trying to become gods, and DC's more of gods who trying to become people, which is actually a good point. I think that DC, and they show it a lot in their animated movies, how they're more aware of their of who they are in the world than Marvel. They're very, very conscious, almost like fourth wall breaking of who they are, what they can do, what could happen. Well, that seems to be like the main thing. I know like the new series, this is an AU, but it's the comics, where I forget what it's called now. It's not, obviously it's not Infinite Countdown or anything like that, or Infinite Crisis, but it's what's going on now is like the main heroes are allegedly dead. Like the Justice League is allegedly dead. He's got his team. And I think what they were trying to do, what they're trying to do now is actually like have a whole series where the DC characters actually reflect upon how many times they've actually died in the past, and like their perspective on death. I was like, yo, that's some it's actually.
It's like basically they're trying to think of how many times Flashpoint has happened.
It's like, you think about how many times like each character has died in comics. People that die don't stay dead.
Yeah.
Especially in DC, and like I guess this new series that they're trying to do is the heroes actually like kind of like reflecting on their perspective of death, considering that they've all died at like one point or another. So I thought that was actually pretty interesting, because Marvel doesn't do that. Marvel does stuff like, what ifs, a lot of what if stories. And DC is more like quote unquote grounded.
This happened.
Quote unquote grounded. So it's interesting, and taking it back to the AU, I'm excited for what the AU has to bring. I didn't see that the doom that Gotham brought, or Gotham, doom that came to Gotham, whatever, but I saw everything else. Long Halloween was dope. Let's Not Front, Dark Knight was dope. That was dope. So I'm excited. I guess that's my final thought. But yeah, I'm excited for what the DCAU has given us. And I'm looking forward to what they're bringing, especially with the new art style, man. It looks great.
Sean, final thoughts, man?
I agree. I really enjoy the animated entertainment that they give us. I really enjoy it, and you can put those on at any time and they're still good. I would say that I agree with everybody's point. I mean, it just goes to show that DC knows what they're doing in terms of their animated series and even their comics. And I'm hoping James Gunn, as he comes in, he'll just be able to bring that artist, that beautiful storytelling and everything from the DC animated, and just like bring it over into live action. Because if he can do that, DC has won. If he does that, DC took over Marvel.
He's got it.
That you know what I mean? Like there's no other way. If he does that and brings the greatness from the cartoons and the animated series over into live action, and we have actual compelling stories. I'm sorry, Marvel.
You had your time.
Like Marvel, you had your chance. You guys could have kept this going, but
I agree. I mean, my final thoughts is that DC's been doing it for so long. I mean, again, they're S tier, man. They're master level. When it comes to that. So like much to the same point. Let's say James Gunn brings that same quality that he brought to like a bunch of no-name guys from like Guardians of the Galaxy, and brings that same level to obscure characters and well-known characters. Yeah, I kind of feel that that's a quick lead that they'll take, because like the Marvel cartoons, like maybe it's just nostalgia, but like I love Spider-Man, I loved X-Men, but they all came on Saturdays, and we all know why we couldn't watch on Saturday mornings and everything during that time. So they put all the whack shows on Sunday mornings and everything. So I got to watch Fantastic Four and Hulk and Silver Surfer. Oh, I had plenty of time to watch that on Sunday mornings. But the godlike shows for Marvel, no, forget it. Get everything.
Yeah,
so, no.
and I mean, even with those Marvel ones, they were good. But that's just like a handful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It wasn't.
That was all in the 90s.
And that was all in the 90s.
And I mean, like Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yep.
Those are good.
Yep.
Sometimes I enjoyed Spider-Man Unlimited, the one that they had before.
Oh yeah.
That was okay. That was okay. But like after that.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Right away.
Yeah, no, we'll keep it going, but no, well, guys, thank you so much, Austin, Sean, and everything. Episode duo in the can. Thank you so much for our monsters and podcasters, listeners. If you like what you hear, please hit subscribe to show some love. We will catch you guys down the road. Peace.
Peace.